If you're wondering whether an average person can replace an iPhone screen, we're about to try here in this video. So my 13-year-old daughter, her iPhone SE screen was badly cracked. So we ordered one and we're going to try to put it on here. So if you're seeing this video, it may have gone all right. All right, so we're starting here. You see a good look at her phone screen before we do this. And its condition was pretty bad to where glass was actually coming off of it. And I had kind of put it on hold as a project. She wanted a new phone, but we weren't going to do that. So, so I didn't do this on my own. We watched a video by Geardo, and it was very helpful. We looked at a few different YouTube videos and decided that this was the most instructive, working through things, and was helpful. So I'm going to link to that below also, but his video and instructing in this. So apparently this is the same screen for different iPhone SE models, and then also an iPhone 8, it seems, so that all those are the same thing. And this video, I'm not instructing you how to do this. I'm just showing you that regular people with no experience have tried it, and we came out with decent results. So the hardest part for us was initially getting the screen off, actually. It was a little trickier than I thought, and probably in hindsight we could have been a little bit more aggressive than we were, but I was very careful. I didn't want to damage anything inside, and we didn't have anything great to heat it up with. Our hairdryer wasn't doing a great job. As you see, we did create a paper to number and keep up with our tools that came out of the pieces and screws that came out of the phone, and this went pretty well. We did end up with one extra screw, so that's a bit curious, but anyway, we were finally able to pry it apart. I did choose the plastic tools instead of the metal one, just because I didn't want to damage anything. But the kit that we ordered, and I'll link to it below, was very helpful and just came with the different screwdrivers that are needed, different prying tools, plastic tools, and kind of, I don't know what you actually call them, but pieces that you'll need to unplug some of the components inside the phone. So everything is just micro, obviously, when you're working inside a phone, and you got to be careful. My previous experience was basically going back to a flip phone and changing out the battery there. So I had never opened an Apple iPhone before, and I say that, I think I did change out a battery back when we had HTC phones. If anyone remembers the HTC phones, I don't know if they still make phones or not, but so with the iPhone, there were a few components involved here, and it ended up taking us a little over an hour. And again, we were pretty slow, one, because we kept stopping to watch the video, which I would recommend, and I was not as aggressive as I could have been initially in getting the phone screen off. So I really think we could have done it under an hour, and certainly with the experience of having done it once, we could do it in under an hour with the right parts. Now you'll need to have ordered your replacement screen. You make sure you get the right one that will fit your phone. And again, our experiment was with an SE. I know different iPhones are different in terms of how they're attached, but the screen is glued on, and then so you're going to need to break it loose from that seal. And then we tested out a little bit here in this part of the video when we had first made the connections to see if it was going to work, and it was. So we knew that our connections were good. So we did this before we put everything back together and put all the screws in, just because of the process. And so my daughter it was an interesting project, and she learned something of the internal components of a phone and what it takes to replace a screen, and something of the cost involved. So one reason we chose to do it ourselves was the price it would cost to do it at the Apple Store or say at Best Buy. It was going to be easily over $100 to get a screen replaced, and with an iPhone SE, it's just not worth it to do that. So So we did eventually get everything put back together. We put the phone together, and then actually I put a new case on it for her. I do not believe that it's going to have the waterproofing now that it previously did. So I added a couple of things. I added a new case that would probably not perfect in terms of waterproofing, but it's going to do a better job than the one she had on it. And then she had taken her screen protector off. I don't know that it would have prevented this break. She had dropped on the sidewalk and it had hit pretty hard. So is this doable? Yes, I think it is. So I hope this is helpful for you. Bottom line is, as a DIY guy, it's hard for me to pay people to do things for me. So I like to do it myself, whether it's financial decisions, whether it's house repairs, or even iPhone repairs. So this one went well. The phone is working. The home button is a little tricky, and I don't have all the answers there. I think we could have fixed it correctly, but it's still a little quirky. Other than that, the phone is up and running. So hope this was helpful. Again, the instructional video is linked below with Geardo, and I think it will be helpful for you. But thanks for watching.